This is a quick overview of our reverse mortgage modeling tool for FHA reverse mortgages. There are proprietary reverse mortgages out there. In many instances, a proprietary reverse mortgage might be a better fit for a borrower, but the vast majority of all reverses done are FHA insured, so that's why we're sticking with that for this tool. There are two ways to get results. We're going to start with the longer, more detailed, more robust modeling system. Here's our data intake. 72-year-old youngest homeowner. They do not have a birthday anytime soon. Living in Colorado on a $650,000 home. Self-reporting excellent credit. Monthly car loan is $350 a month, and their monthly minimum credit card payments are $125. They live in a single-family home, husband and wife, no HOA community. Home is 2,000 square feet, and they do not own any other real estate. Income is $2,750 per month combined. They've got $15,000 in the checking account and $150,000 combined in IRAs and 401ks. And those are all the assets they have. Their current mortgage is $125,000. The total monthly payment that they make is $750 per month. And they've got 26 years left on the mortgage. They got it 4 years ago when rates were low. Taxes and insurance are not escrowed, so this $750 a month is a principal and interest payment only. They pay on their own the $4,500 a year of property taxes and $1,500 of annual property insurance. And they do not have a HELOC or any second lien. Click on Get Results, and we start off with a bit of a chart to kind of show you what their future looks like if our assumptions are correct. We're starting off now with this $650,000 home, growing at 3% per year. That's our default rate. As you can see, there's a lot of blue. The blue is the equity. I like to call it the big blue Pacific Ocean of equity. The green is their loan balance. We're paying off that $125 plus fees. That'll be the initial loan balance. And it will grow over time because they're not making any mortgage payments. So the interest and the FHA insurance will be added on to the loan balance every month. Their line of credit starting off pretty close to that same amount as the loan balance, and that will also grow over time at the same rate that the loan balance grows. So what assumptions are we using to come up with this chart? They're down here. We'll open these up and look through them in a bit. But here's sort of a summary down at the bottom. The same chart shows here, but this gives you an actual number amount at a particular point in time. In this case, 13 years from now at age 85. If our assumptions are correct, their home is now worth $955 in 13 years. Their mortgage balance will go close to $300,000 because they're not making any payments. So that interest is accruing on as well as the FHA insurance. Equity right now is $525. In 13 years, we're estimated to be $660. So they will have gained $135,000 of equity. They will have had a positive impact on cash flow over those 13 years. That's the $750 per month that they no longer have to pay for 13 years. Add the two together and you have a net positive impact of $250,000. And at age 85, they'd have access to $257,000 in their line of credit. That's the yellow line here. That's right about here. And that's the $257,000. The cash flow chart is down here. The only thing on it right now is that $750 a month of legacy mortgage payment they no longer have to make. So what are our assumptions? We default to a 3% property value appreciation rate. You can change that. You can put your own in or go with 4 or whatever you like. We'll change it to 4 just for the time being. There'll be more equity in the home if we do that because the property value will be higher at 4% compared to 3%. What interest rate are we using to make these projections? We default to the historic average rate, which as you can see is in the mid-5s or so here. This is the actual 1-year treasury rate plus the margin plus 0.5% for FHA. So here's your historic perspective. Here you have other drop downs as well. You can start with the 10-year reference rate. That's pretty common in the mortgage industry, the 10-year treasury. Or you could say, well, let's just see what it would look like if the interest rate that we have right now is flat and stays the same for the rest of these years. Things will change down here. That's a little bit of a higher rate than we had before. So the line of credit will be a little bit lower and a little bit higher, and your loan balance will be a little bit higher because both of them are growing at that higher rate. Now let's say you want to make voluntary payments on the reverse mortgage. Why would anybody do that? Well, obvious reason is that will either slow the growth on your loan balance, or maybe keep it flat, or maybe even bring the loan balance down. They're paying $750 a month right now in principal and interest. Let's say they did $500 a month for 10 years, and they started immediately. Well, if they were to do that, how would things change? There's quite a significant change here, right? You see a lot more blue than you did before just by making these $500 a month payments for 10 years. Because you're dropping the loan balance, you're keeping it pretty close to flat until those 10 years stops, and then you see that growth continue. And you see your line of credit growing significantly because that $500 a month is not only going into your loan balance or applied to your loan balance, it's also boosting your availability in your line of credit. That's why people make payments on a reverse mortgage, is to increase that line of credit. Because at age 85, if they need $300,000, it's right there waiting for them. They don't have to get an appraisal, there's no credit check, there's no income verification. The money's just right there waiting to be drawn out of the line of credit. And it cannot be frozen, similar to the way a HELOC can be frozen. Most people get a reverse mortgage because they'd like to actually access some of the equity in their home. So what if they want to receive money from the reverse mortgage? Well, at the beginning, the most they could receive in this scenario is $27,000. Let's say they've got a $15,000 balance on that car loan, so we're going to pay that off. And then they say, okay, I'm going to make payments for 10 years, and then let's say in 13 years, I decide I want to receive money. I'll be in my 80s at that time. I might need some in-home care. So if I was to get money, annuity-style automatic payments for 3 years, how much could I get? In this case, a little over $10,000. I don't want to empty all of my line of credit into that. I'd like to keep some of it in reserve in case the roof leaks or something like that. So let's drop this down to $7,500 a month. I think I can get by on that perhaps. So we do that and things change on this chart and with the numbers. You'll see the green increasing quite dramatically here. Those are the 3 years of payments that we're making to the borrower. There's still a healthy amount of equity in the future, and there's still a significant amount of availability in the line of credit. Let's just assume the loan ends at age 90. We just pop it up there. And here you'll see there'd be about $400,000 left in the line of credit at that time. Still have a positive equity change and a very significant cash flow positive impact there. Your cash flow chart looks a little different now. We've got red representing those first 10 years of payments they're making to us. Red means that's negative cash flow for them. Green are the direct payments. First one is just enough to pay off the car loan. And then down the line, the 3 years of significant payments to them. And we've already looked at those. $750 a month they no longer have to make. If we had the reverse mortgage version of an impound account set up for this file, then you would see that as a cash flow benefit because reverse mortgage funds would be used to pay property taxes and insurance over a certain period of time. Okay, so let's say you're finished with your modeling and you want to take the next step. Next step is here, number 2. Here's a little summary. We give you not just the chart, but also the tables to show you what the actual numbers are behind those charts. In addition to that, we explain a little bit more about the reverse mortgage, how it can improve your cash flow, the unique features of the line of credit. It's easy to receive, stop, and start annuity-style payments without major penalties at all. Making a change will cost you $20, that's it. And the positive impact you get from voluntary payments from a reverse mortgage, as well as a few other very important facts and features that should be shared with spouses and heirs. You've gone through this, you're ready to take your next steps, and that is okay. I'd like to have I'd like to see a proposal or a loan application or something like that. enter in the borrower information at this time. This is the first time that we're asking for any personal information. If the borrower is not ready to give that up just yet, click here. They'll be able to download the scenario that was just created for them and share that with their heirs, share that with their financial planner, their tax advisor, whomever they wish to. As soon as that download is done, they'll click up here and drop it into their hard drive or wherever they'd like to see it. And there it is right there. Went through all the different what ifs, got all the numbers, contact information for the loan officer, and so on. That's one of several different scenarios that will appear based on what the input is like for this reverse mortgage. The other way to get numbers quickly and easily is this smartphone application that can also live on your laptop like this one does. Here we have that same 72-year-old 650 home with $125,000 balance in Colorado. And you'll see that same 128 that was available on the line of credit in the long form here. If that's enough to get the ball rolling, you just click share, put in the borrower's name and email address. They'll get a quick email asking them to confirm that we have the correct email address, and things will move on from there. So as you can see, this one is a very robust system for modeling reverse mortgages. And the other one is a very quick and easy one. You might start with one and move on to the other, or however you like to do it. Other videos you'll see show how a loan officer can manage their dashboard and different ways to describe what's going on with a reverse mortgage in different scenarios. I feel like this particular system helps you explain how a reverse mortgage works in plain English. You're not bombarding the borrower with all kinds of numbers at one time. You're trying to keep the pace to match what that borrower's pace is. You can easily collapse some of these. So you're really just focusing on one point in time, and you're seeing what it's looking like before that one point in time and after that one point in time. Hopefully this has been helpful, and look forward to any feedback you have.